I know there's Rafine in this deck, but give me a moment to explain. I've been trying to avoid playing the card since the release of the new set, but this deck is less about Rafine. Let's focus on the actual combo here. Invasion plus the Bat God, which is a combo that was introduced to me by Apples and Fruits. This is their list, obviously, and they've been doing extremely well with it. And this combination of cards is really fascinating when you look at how they work together. So Invasion, when you flip it, you get the converts. And if the Bat God is in your graveyard, I'll go over what it does in a second. If the Bat God's in your graveyard, you get to enter the battlefield as the Bat God. So you have a 4/4 flying lifelink, so it copies the text essentially. And for the Bat God, whenever it attacks, each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't, you draw a card. Whenever an opponent discards a land, you create a 1/1 bat creature token with flying. When it dies, return it to the battlefield tapped and transformed under its owner's control. So this card on its own is like fine. It's not particularly impressive in standard because there's a lot of exile. But if you do manage to put it in the graveyard and copy it with this, if they try to destroy it, if it gets exiled, it gets exiled. But if they try to destroy this, then this comes back into play, and apparently you get to copy the Bat God again. Essentially, it's just permanently on the field. And that was really interesting to me, but I never got the combo off, unfortunately, because there's only one Bat God in the deck. I don't own a second copy, but I'm respecting the original list here with only a single copy because the primary purpose of this deck is to win games, right? So you're not going to lean too far into like specific synergies that revolve around a 5-drop going into your graveyard. Instead, you just make the deck really solid, and specifically the Invasion also being solid with the Deep Cavern Bat, which is also a new card. It's actually incredibly good with the Lazotep Convert. When you get a 4/4 flying lifelink, which is essentially exactly the same text, essentially same keywords, I mean, not text. And then you enter the battlefield and you exile a non-land card from your opponent's hand until it leaves the battlefield. So this has leveled up. This card has really leveled up since the new set came out with all these new, like, really, really strong cards that have really good keywords for this, right? Because a 4/4 flying lifelink is absolutely insane. You'll be racing really easily, and the fact that each of these cards, the Bat and the Bat God, have really interesting and disruptive texts is the cherry on top, right? So adding on to that, we have a little bit of spice with Dorothea. I don't know why this card art. I hate that every time you press apply all styles, it puts this card art first. But anyways, 4/4. It's when it attacks or blocks, you sacrifice it at the end of combat. So the front side, not great, but the key thing here is that it has 4 power, and to flip this, you need 4 damage. So that's pretty much perfect. And then also, if you manage to put it in the graveyard, the enchantment is pretty nice. You can slap it on a creature, and whenever that creature attacks, you make a 4/4 flying spirit creature that is also attacking. That's really good. But then you sacrifice it at the end of combat. But still, that's a lot of burst damage. So it's kind of a cool spice card to have in the deck, and it really lines up well, right? It makes sense in this deck. You can put it in the graveyard through the Connive from Rafine. You can put it in the graveyard through the Explore on the Siren or on the Schooner. And in general, just being able to potentially flip this for 2 mana is kind of really nice. But other than that, sadly, it's just a standard Esper shell. So it is what it is. If you don't enjoy Esper, you're probably not going to enjoy this deck. But I would advise you, if you do want to, lean into this combo for fun, definitely just add more Bad Gods and just have some fun with it. I'm sure it's still good. It's definitely not going to be as good as streamlining the deck more and playing like a better shell with that combo on top of it to spice things up, but still really good. The manlands are really, really solid. The Restless Reef is absolutely incredible, allowing you to have something to attack for 4, also threatening the flip on this, while also milling yourself, which is beneficial with Dennick, right? One card that I absolutely love in this deck that feels really solid is the Shrouded Shepherd. So this card has carried a few matches against soldiers and against just white creatures in general. The adventure side, 2 mana, just -1/-1 on your opponent's board is brutal for some of these like really low power creature decks. Low toughness creature decks. And the 2/2 is fine, enters the battlefield +2/+2. That's not irrelevant when you consider the fact that we have lifelink here, lifelink here, not super relevant because you're probably not lining these two up, but still really good. And then the sideboard is really, really solid. You have some you have some incredible cards like the Kitesail Larcenist, which allows you to remove stuff while also playing a proactive creature that has some protection with the ward. Another Shepherd, which is really necessary because you can't really play things like Path of Peril in this deck just because you don't want to ever, interact with your bat. You don't want to destroy your own bat, right? Same thing for Denic. It's like it's such a good creature on the field at blocking that you don't really want to destroy it. There's, the Siren as well. So kind of too high risk reward for Path of Peril. And you'd just rather have a little lower power level card, right? But still affecting the game in a similar fashion, but just more efficient, right? We got an Elish Norn, which is really good. Also, like, there's basically a few cards that are there for specific matchups. This is definitely good against, well, anything that has ETB, but soldiers, it's good against soldiers. It's also really good against ramp, right? Because the ET, they have a lot of enter the battlefield effects. And if you manage to, like, get it, if they kill it, then you just potentially bring it back. So it's good to have those one-ofs that are really solid for specific matchups because you essentially have more copies of them as long as you draw the first one and it doesn't get exiled. So that's nice. 2 strokes because obviously you want some counter magic just for those pesky ramp decks and whatever Sunfall nonsense that you might face. 2 Lorons. You kind of definitely need some form of interaction for artifacts and enchantments, so kind of the best option here. We don't really want something else. Also, we do have Get Lost for that as well, but we don't really want like Destroy Evil, a little bit too restrictive. And having a creature is definitely beneficial when you have something that can copy creatures, giving you more flexibility, as I said with the Elish Norn. 2 Tidebinders, a card that I just misread originally on a release. This card is absolutely nuts and probably is, it might be the best card in the set. I'm not 100%, but it feels that way right now. It is competing with cards like Schooner, but I think the overall average utility of this is just insane. Like, it just hits everything and it turns cards into like literal walls like Adlean. So yeah, you counter and target or triggered ability, target activated or triggered ability, and then you just remove all text from that permanent as long as this stays on the battlefield. So just as a 3/2 flash for 3, that's really good. Random Kaito because card advantage good. Urtai because counterspell good. And Interceptor because kind of counterspell, but like I don't know if it's better than Urtai, but it's just cool card. Like, I don't know. This card doesn't see that much play, so kind of nice to have in this deck. Lifelink can matter, probably not against control deck, because you mostly want to play this against slower decks, right? But like bouncing a card to hand is pretty good tempo, so maybe you want an Urtai instead, but this card's pretty cool. So anyways. But yeah, either way, I will be covering the version 2.0 version of this deck that was also created by Apples and Fruits. Where did I put it? Okay, yeah, I found it. So this will be covered in a future gameplay episode. Essentially, the update is playing the Ruin Lurker Bat, which I think is potentially good. I have not tested out, but success has been achieved with this card from Apples and Fruits. So check this version out. If you'd rather play more 1-drops, you do have to rework the mana. So take a look at the mana here and just make those slight modifications to the mana base. And just more streamlined, more aggressive, less overall utility though. So keep that in mind that overall you're going to be looking at a more proactive deck, but also weaker when behind. So just keep that in mind. Sideboard has changed a lot as well. So anyways, I'll leave you with that. Let's head on into some gameplay here. Okay. So awkward mana, but whatever. What you sign up for, I guess. What you sign up for. Uh-oh. Pretty sure this matchup is really bad, but I did make it a little bit better. Kind of have to pass, because if they have Thalia, it's GG. I don't even know if decks play Thalia these days, but I don't even have double blue, so I kind of have to cast this. Or do I? No, I have to counter. Too low tempo. I think I don't have enough blue. How many blue sources do I have? Should be a decent amount. Oh my god, this is not the same version I thought I was facing. Okay. I thought I was facing something more traditional. I have to rely on this card. So I have 2, 4, 6, 9, 13, 15. Okay, I have a lot of blue sources. Okay. Unfortunate. It's a good draw. Very necessary draw, actually, in this position. Horrible mills there. Oh, horrible. Holy. Horrifying. 0 creatures and milled something for them. I should play. Yeah. Well, I'm playing this base version first, kind of. I just made a few modifications to the sideboard, but after I am done with this video, I'm going to modify this a little bit, and I'm going to play -1/-1 main deck. I feel like it's more impactful. What should you craft next that's cheap and good? That's hard to say. I don't know. You already have the decks that are cheap and good. Maybe mono white if you want, or soldier. Are soldiers cheap? If soldiers are cheap, then soldiers is probably better than everything you have currently listed. Yeah, I'm not winning this probably. But they will have no blockers. Oh no, they will, man. This is just terrible. I was not expecting the wedding announcement. I would say in this meta, it's too slow main deck usually. There's nothing I can draw. This is a horrifyingly bad matchup. Game 1. Jeez. Not just like it was when this deck was just Legends, right? Guess I should just be mana efficient. Was that another blocker so I don't get blown out? I don't know. Seems bad. Yeah, there's not really much for you to do left in standard with a small collection of cards. I can still maybe outvalue them, but it's gonna be difficult because they have Fairy Mastermind. But oh, they didn't use it though, which is good. I didn't find a land though. That's something, I guess. Take what we can get. But this deck also has no removal. Like, yeah. The main deck for this deck is more so aiming at not anything that can go this wide. I wonder if there's a card I could play in the main deck that would deal with a bunch of 2/2s. In a way, them drawing is not that bad. Cruelty main, that sounds good. Fantastic. I mean, I just why did I not think about that? I guess it's because it wasn't in the deck to begin with that I just didn't think about it. Yeah, that makes sense. What, I don't know why I didn't think about that. I don't think that's gonna help me that much, if at all, really. But what card in my entire deck does anything here? I guess, yeah, I have to dig for removal. Okay, so next turn my play is gonna be swing with Orphine, pray that I hit a removal spell, and see what happens from there, I guess. They are dying though, which is kind of nice. Oh, GG. Alright, well. Soldier. Oh wait, no, soldier. Oh wait, no. Oh, they can. Okay. Is it desperation swing time? At this point, facing down Harbin. Post comp. So I only have 2 good draws. Oh no, I only have 1 cut down. It might not even be worth attacking, really. Unless I can force blocks, which I can't. I do gain a bunch of life, but what does that lead into? Like, does attacking with this make sense? Not really. Hope to get Denick or something? I don't know. I have to do it, right? Maybe attack with 1? Is that worth? So I don't necessarily want to lose Rafine, but I feel like I kind of have to. Now, attacking with both of these, I think, is pointless. Like, they can't really block this effectively, which is nice. We could just put everything here and then flip it, get the bat maybe. That was really bad. I think I have to ditch the Rafine. I have no play. This is horrible. Wow. I can't believe I drew that many lands. Wow, I didn't hit a Denick, and we're halfway through. I have 4 Denicks. I didn't hit anything. I think I have to ditch the Rafine, right? This is so bad. Try to hit a Denick with this. Horrendous. Holy. That's just what you sign up for with this main deck, though. Mastermind gone doesn't really do much for me. and even if I hit a Denic, what am I? There's nothing, right? Now this doesn't even have to attack. Oh man, I don't have a good draw. I need Gix's command that is not in the deck. That's probably something I'm gonna add after this game. Actually, even though I want to keep the deck intact, I feel like you can't play without Gix's command. I guess I go for Rafine top deck, right? Surely this isn't lethal. Rafine top deck. Attack with Birdland. Lethal. I mean, if I don't get any type of damage boost, I'm one off. Which sucks. Ah. Oh, they didn't play. Wait till my outs, huh? Might not work though. Yeah, they have something. The thing is, I can't pump anything that won't get chump blocked by a flash flyer, which they obviously have, right? It's false hope, that's the problem. Doesn't even give me... Bro, what? What? How? How does this happen yet again? Crazy. Absolute nonsense. Doesn't matter, right? Like, obviously they had a flash flyer, so... Can't stay alive here, I think. I mean, attacking with Shield Red is... probably doesn't change the outcome of this game, right? Like... I mean, I had to keep it up in case... I had to keep it up, because if they don't have a flash flyer, I win. It's my only out. So plus 2 HP, minus 6 damage, would that make a difference? But then, like, how do I win, though? It would not make a difference. 2, 6, exact lethal anyways. No Gix's command stuff. I did add a Shepherd, which is nice. I don't feel like Invasion is that good. I don't feel like my Mastermind is that good either. Yeah, it might be my weakest card. They don't draw. Alright, good luck. Yeah, this deck has definitely a fatal weakness that I didn't realize before facing soldiers. So thankfully now that I'm aware of this problem, I can fix it, but can't fix it during the match, so. Like the only thing I was gonna leave this deck untouched pretty much, unless there's something I really need to add to the deck. It's gonna be Ix's Command, at least one copy. And then maybe one Shepherd main deck, I would say. Like this card is not even that bad. Like just the fact that you have another thing you could get that is effective is pretty huge, I think, against go wide decks, because you're gonna struggle so much with any Esper deck to be like super go wide. Not bringing Path to Peril, not on the play, no. On the play, I want to be proactive. I don't want to destroy my own cards. I want to go in with a bat. I might do it on the draw, but I'm not even sure. I'm not necessarily sure. So this bricks wedding announcement, right? Oh no, it doesn't. Not on enchantments. Okay. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna go for the most tempo possible. See what happens, I guess. Wedding announcement's a little bit slow. I mean, I want that, but also I don't want that. Like I kind of want it, but so many better cards I could draw. Like, see, would I want Path of Peril in this spot? Definitely not. Path of Peril is a card you want to play from behind, but this deck can be ahead. Can play from ahead, 100%. Schooner feels like Bankbuster 2.0. Well, it's more broken in the decks that can use it better, as in like any proactive deck. I would love to play that, but I feel like it's wrong. They have that. I mean, it's still fun. I think if they answer my Schooner, I'm okay with that. They lose a land as well. Does it work on... Wait a minute. Somebody said this could counter fetch... Oh, wait, no. Oh, you can counter... Oh, yeah. You can still counter the activated ability. Wait a minute. What happens if I counter Wedding Announcement's flip activation? Anybody know? I could protect my Schooner, but it flips next turn. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because it checks the next turn as well. Yeah. Sure. I should keep that, but it's not super good. You know what? No, I could. I was like, why didn't I do this pre-combat? And then I remembered I can't do that pre-combat because then they can just do this. I had to keep this up in case they hit me with the bodyguard. Or okay, they have the land as well. Or that is unlucky. They drew so well, they had to draw a bunch of removal spells to put me in a position where I needed to take the wedding announcement, but usually that wouldn't happen. Hmm. Hmm. To push now. It's pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is. That's actually good for me. That's actually really good for me. Lowering their... That's a bad play. They can't do that. Sure, they take away my Denic, but now they're down to one creature, which is the reason why I took the bodyguard in the first place. So if they don't top deck exactly another copy of this, or any creature really, I'm in a really good spot. Yeah. That was such a fail. Wow. They actually had, but okay, that's not too bad. It can't tap. I was like, if that can tap wedding announcement, I'm screwed, but it can't. Okay, we're still in it. Not doing too great, but dude, imagine Gix's command. Oh my god. Oh my. Like even just sacrificing this is so huge. Wait, what? Why would you hold that up? Oh, afraid of shield? Yeah, but you can upkeep it. It's not like you don't have the mana. I mean, unless they want to activate this next turn. I should keep this and get a Werefox bodyguard back, right? Do I want stats? I do kind of want stats in this position, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, sure. And extra mana is good as well. Could potentially activate that. But maybe I was supposed to keep the Time Rider over this if I'm just going straight for lethal. No, wait, but I'm not going straight for lethal because this is dead. Never mind. Yeah, no, I need this. No, there's no way. I can't play without this. I need card advantage. I need something. I mean, if they activate that, they're just dead. So wait, I could just do this. That's a good trade for me, right? Do I go for the Restless Reef here? Tricky. Very tricky. But I think it's correct. Put them down to 2. Too aggressive. That was a little bit too close. I was not expecting the game to go down that direction. My play of taking the 2/1/1s was good only if they just, drew more proactively. But they drew very reactive cards. Which meant that I basically gained no tempo off of it. Path of Peril. It's not that good against Bodyguard, but I kind of have to play it. On the draw, not much of a choice. Schooner, nope. Get Lost. Get Lost, giving them any land is pretty bad. And also they have things that go in the graveyard. It might still be Schooner. Gives me a good grounded blocker. Or I just take any flying creature I can get, which is also fine, I think. Yeah, I think we're okay post board. Not great, but not horrible. Only 3, like 2 mini sweepers with the 2/2, and then 1 like kind of okay sweeper with Path of Peril. Okay, I drew it. This is key. This is key. Very key. Very, very key. This is also good, but not anytime soon. Get Lost into Jace? I mean, sure. Okay, so far so good. Wow, jackpot. This is huge. So if I dodge, I need 1 turn. I need 1 turn. I just need to dodge the 4/4. If I dodge it, it's GG. Am I gonna dodge it though? The answer is probably not. All right, good luck. I mean, even if they hit it, it's not even that bad. Like, it is bad, but it's not GG immediately. Like, I still get to sweep everything. I still have an answer for the 4/4, but if they don't get it, then they're in trouble. Thank God I added another copy of this. Holy. I knew there was going to be... Like, I knew it was lacking in sweepers, so... And this card has been pretty good, so... Alright. I should probably open with a bat in case they have a counter spell, right? That was a good draw, but most likely they cut the counter spells. Maybe not on the play, actually. Now that I think about it. Maybe on the play you'd want counter magic against me. I'm not sure. Sure. Why not target the bat? That's not a good play either, so... They made a few misplays, and... It's gonna cost them. I don't even know if that actually matters though. They get Wedding Announcement back. I potentially play Elish Norn and it's over, right? Like they have no way of dealing with it as long as I take the Destroy Evil. So sure they have Wedding Announcement, but like, does this work? No, that's Artifact. It would have been a lot closer, but I'm buying 4 copies of that Shepherd right now. It's good. It's good, yeah. Specifically against soldiers, right? Or humans or anything that has like Thalia or whatever. I guess for the most part soldiers. Okay. I mean I'm keeping it, but it's like I was just thinking about like did I build the mana base wrong or I don't know. I do have all the fast lines, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, not. I think I cut one coast, which is probably wrong. Oh god. Well, I sure didn't expect to extract the truth on turn 2, but I joined the dark side. Not really. This deck is cool. The invasion into the bad god. I did not get it off yet, but I really want to get it off. Like that. Wait, what? That seems like such a cool combo. But yeah, in the next video of this deck, yikes. In the next video for this deck, I'm gonna build my own version of this, and I'm gonna play more of the bad god. Maybe actually I can't. I don't even own more. What am I even talking about? Never mind. I'm not crafting it, so. But it's cool if you do own it. Like basically, this is just a showcase of like what you could do if you own more bats. If you wanted to play around with that, but you don't necessarily need to. That's annoying. So they're gonna get the cut down back, which is fine, I think. Three damage, right? Isn't this Esper Raffine midrange? Sure, yeah. Every deck with Raffine is a Raffine deck, I agree, but this one is a little bit more interesting. This one has like an infinite combo loop with Aklazots. I don't even know how you pronounce that, but whatever the bad god is, you can basically get an infinite where every time they try to every time they destroy it, it comes back. So it's pretty damn good. I think I need to hold that. I can't afford to take shield, right? So oh yeah, Schooner's broken. That's not news though. Hey, Apples. I added Gix's command because I almost lost the soldiers, and they should have won, I think, maybe if they played it perfectly. But it's a 0% winning matchup on game 1. I don't know. I don't know if you don't care about soldiers or. Even post-board, thankfully I added another Shepherd because I would have been actually just... I would have lost the game if I didn't add a Shepherd, basically. But. But I'm still winning though, so. Just needs more sweeper-based effects, for sure. You changed the whole deck last night? Damn it. Well, whatever. I'm featuring this version anyways. It is what it is. Actually, I mean... I made a lot of changes already, it's fine. There's not that much more I would do to the deck. I'm still trying to evaluate this card. This seems like a meme to me, but... Send the new list, by the way. If you want. Tide Harvester. 4 of the 1 mana lifelink backs are going faster. That sounds okay. Is it the one where the Descend procs like a scry or something? Interesting. You have to rework the mana base though. That sounds like a nightmare. I don't know if that's even possible actually. Okay, 1 second. Let me just... So in this matchup, they're playing Carnosaur. Tidebinder would counter. Yeah, Tidebinder's probably fine. I guess Jin is probably okay, but again, like, I don't know when you're not boarding this in mid-range matchups, right? Because mid-range matchups need like every card to be good off the top, and this does not work. Make Despair. I might just cut the Make Despair. If they're not in the main deck, should they even be in the sideboard? That's like a good question, right? Probably not. Also considering Wedding Announcement in this deck, no. There are so many cards you could play in Esper. That's the nightmare. Is that every busted card is an Esper, which is kind of a problem, right? Virtue, yeah. I'm gonna leave it like this. You cut Make Despair? Good, because I was gonna do that. So we're on the same wavelength there. I think Make Despair is bad. I think this deck wants to be proactive and doesn't really care. Like, it's useful for matchups where they're really slow, like ramp, but otherwise it's gonna feel like a liability most of the time, I think, over something a little bit more proactive. So I pretty much brought in a Gix's Command and a Shepherd main deck, which may, or like, it might be wrong, but we'll see. Alright, new list, got it. Oh yeah, I forgot I can't really import this, but oh, we'll see. No! Why did I draw Rafine? Oh my god. See, when I draw this card, it just feels bad. Do we call this deck Esper Bats? I mean, there are 5 bats in the deck. I'm pretty sure you can't. Like, even when I was calling Mardu Angels, there were like, what, like, at least 12 Angels in the deck? If not a little bit more, actually. Oh, God. Is that better than my average card? I would assume that the answer is yes, but... Oh, I should have batted first. Whoops. Okay, well, I mean, I don't... I should have batted first. I'm just... trolling. Actually trolling. Dinosaur? Oh, God. It plays... Oh, yeah, well, now it's Esper Bats. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The new list, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, with 9 bats, sure. With 9 bats, I think you're on the line of calling it Esper bats, but I think you're allowed to. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a judge. What does this do? Nothing. Okay. I'm just curious, but I wanted to break that anyways. So it's fine. Now it can't be activated. Oh, true. Not relevant, but I mean, not relevant in this game, but you're right. Could maybe matter. Most likely not, though, because if they're activating, I mean, I guess if you're behind, it matters. If they're under pressure, I don't know. I don't know. Don't forget to click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell if you want to keep up with my content. And if you want other ways to support me, you can always join the YouTube membership program for my channel, or you can join my Patreon where I have a bunch of video guides. Anyways, I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you all in the next video.